Welcome back to what is this, part 5-4 of China versus Vatican City. So there's also some more pushes through here, but basically everything is just going horribly. Taiwan is also still being able to keep themselves relatively safe and even start pushing into here quite a bit. China is feeling fairly exhausted, and they are going to use the final bit of resources that they have combined with Russia's resources. So once again, they gathered the small remainder of their forces and pushed through. Remember, everyone is low on resources. They were able to push through Czechoslovakia and start to reach Italy. And right here, they reached the Vatican City. So if we go down here, so I'm gonna make my own little short little small map over here. So around here is where the Red Army is. So if I grab this color right here, so right here is the territories that are in around Italy, and let's get this light blue that is the Vatican. So yeah, it's not looking too good for the Pope right now, but and so let's just fill the rest of that in. Yeah, I'd say that's a fair estimate for Vatican City. So right here, Italy launches a massive offensive, and the Pope is starting to fear for his safety. The Pope makes an escape through Italy, and he gets down to San Marino. Um, he has to abandon the Holy Land because China is possibly going to take it. China launches a massive offensive, and they start to encircle Vatican. Because as you can see, they made this little area right here, and they're also starting to push through here. But Italy, in a last-ditch attempt to save the Holy City, Italy launches a big invasion into the Chinese soldiers army. But this is still counteracted, and the Vatican is encircled. With no military, it goes under siege. So basically, this is very horrible for the Vatican City. This was China's main goal. It goes under siege, and then everyone is pretty much just around is basically on pause for about 2 years. They're on pause, and the war doesn't really go anywhere. So I'll just draw a little correlation right there. There we go. So yeah, basically everyone in the world right now is under a horrible, horrible siege. So this goes on for about 2 years until one day Italian troops are finally able to break through the Chinese break through the Vatican City. So right here are as we can see they took back a lot the area, and they're able to keep Vatican City alive. The Pope returns to Vatican City. So right over here, Europe and North America, they have way more forces, considering that they've just been less exhausted. So right here, there is a massive push that is simply just to end this war. It's using lots of resources from both sides, but China and Russia don't really have many resources left at all. So yeah, they can't really fight it back. Although it is taking a lot of manpower and ammunition and stuff from the blue side to even just do anything in this push. Although they did have more. The factories during the siege were trying to work in China and on the red team, but with America in the war, they were bombed to the extreme. So as we can see here, a lot of American troops are going through here, and they also proceed to cut Russia into another piece. So they go through here and they cut it. With this, the Finnish also cut through Russia, cutting it into some more pieces. The blue team takes some more stuff from here, and they also push through Iran, causing a bulge, which also causes the surrender of Iran. So finally, another team member is knocked out on the red team. Seeing how this probably isn't going to go too well, and with America also doing a lot of progress, Afghanistan surrenders, and so does Pakistan, because they just do not want a repeat of the 20-year-long major global conflict. With this, there's also a landing from in here. There's also a landing over here, and they meet up. The Japanese and American American, Canadian, and British troops, and they start to push through here. They also make a massive push into Chinese territory, and they start taking it back. They start taking it. I mean, and then there is Beijing. Is captured. Then they make over to Shanghai, which is Shanghai, which I'm pretty sure is over here. So let's get into the Battle of Shanghai. So the main building of Shanghai is right here. China starts pushing through here at as much as they can with the final little bit of resources they have. So basically China has next to nothing left. So considering that all other factories were bombed, so the final thing that they can really do is push, and then what they do is a very pointless Jesus Christ. It is a very pointless, and it just causes more loss of life. And instead of ending the war, they make a massive trench around the city of Shanghai and other important cities. This siege goes on for about 8 months, because of course it freaking does. So yeah, it's pretty bad until South Korea makes a little landing through here. China didn't really think that South Korea would do much, but turns out they actually did. So with this, China pulls a big brain move and makes another siege, because they just do not want to lose the territory. The siege is even bigger this time, and the tunnels for the digged-in siege are about 8 feet deep. But basically everyone's pretty freaking tired of it at this point. So the Koreas break through the siege. The American, British, and Canadian, and Taiwanese, and a bunch of our troops also start to make a massive push through here until Shanghai is circled. This is where Xi Jinping is kind of sitting out. And his army is doing quite a good job at keeping it protected until once it is encircled, and it is in this whole little thing. It's circled up right here. In the confusion, Xi Jinping is accidentally assassinated, which leads to the fall of Shanghai. So yeah, this was my scenario if China tried to invade Vatican City. Again, obviously, for any of these mapping videos, not realistic. So yeah, with the fall of China, Russia also decides to just chill out as well. They get all their troops out of the war. This war is basically another World War III. All of these pretty much are. This war would result in, I'd say, probably around 58 million casualties is my guess. And yeah. So Taiwan gets the borders from changed quite a bit. Czechoslovakia reunited. Turkey and Saudi Arabia get a lot of Iran. Oman unites with Yemen. Vietnam gets this island. They also get this territory. China's it's all its nations wanting to be free. Russia is permanently at least for probably about 20 years occupied and split up in multiple governments between the Allied powers. Japan also gets quite a bit of Russia and China, and yeah, that's basically my scenario. It's very unrealistic, but I just like to do these for fun. Peace.